Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here. Today I actually got a knife sent to me by one of my subscribers, and he also does knife slash kind of outdoorsy channel like mine, and this is his design. And so I'm kind of actually intrigued to see somebody else's knife design, but this is, I hope I pronounce this right, but it's the Venandi. It's Latin for basically a hunter, but it's an Idaho hunter style knife. It's produced by Battle Horse Knives, but his series is JOA Knives, as you can see, and it's just for his YouTube channel, or his channel. It's Jep's Outdoor Adventure. Thus far, just as a first impressions kind of look at it, I really kind of like it. It actually, size and specs, just to kind of give a reference, is very similar to a Becker BK16, which I really like that knife. Like I said, it's very similar in size to the Becker BK16. It has a 3 7/8 cutting edge, a 3.5 inch handle. It's 5/32 thick with 01 tool steel. This does have a full flat grind, which I really like full flat grinds. He also was telling me that this is available in the Scandi grind and available in S35 VN steel. I'm not a big fan of either one of those. 01 full flat all day long, in my opinion. But let's get testing on this knife. I think this knife has a lot of potential. Knife that I've found that is actually really close to the same size as this is the SE3. And I EDC the SE3 every day. It's become my main go-to carry knife as of late. And as you guys can see, almost overall length, they're about the same size. SE3 does have a little broader blade and it's a little thinner, so it's obviously going to be a little more slicier than this guy, but this guy feels like a freaking mini tank in your palm of your hand for its size. Alright, so something I'm going to do with this this knife's called the Venandi, but I'm just going to call it this JOA knife. It's a lot easier for me to say, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, to be 100% honest. But I'm going to be doing some batoning here, and this being 5/32 thick with this short of a knife, it should be able to handle just about anything you can throw at it, as long as it's within reason. This is also 01 tool steel, so I like 01 tool steel personally. 1095 and 01 tool steel are about my two favorite steels, and I know a lot of people likes the CPM 3Vs and all kinds of other shit, but I kind of like your more natural carbon steels. Where did that piece go? There we go. This thing actually batons fairly well. Mind you, this is just cedar, but another task I'm going to be testing with this knife here is how well I can get some fluff using the 90-degree spine. Will note the handle has these thumb scallops, which actually makes it very ergonomically pleasing to do this with. Yeah, that 90-degree spine just shreds up that cedar. Alright, so I'm going to test out how well this thing can make some feather sticks here, we're just going to try to really easy do it here. I am admittedly not like the best person at this either. There's some people that can just make phenomenal feather sticks. Alright, so a task I'm going to be doing with this JOA Venandi knife here is I'm going to be trying to do a fire with it. Now I will say right off the bat, just feeling it by hand, this thing does have a 90-degree spine, I'm not going to deny that, but it is certainly not an LT Wright or like the SEJG5 type of 90-degree spine. I mean, those things were like damn near cut yourself on the 90-degree spine, but it's still pretty decently sharp. I'm going to try to do this. The fire steel I'm using is the Uber. Now I'm sure my Missouri hick accent is really showing me trying to pronounce all these European names for this stuff, but let's try this here. Uber fire steel. It's one of my favorite fire steels that I've just bought. One, it comes with a nice handle, but also just works really damn good. So another task I'm going to try here is actually utilizing the pommel itself. Now, I will say this right off the bat. I do not think enough knives actually has an exposed hammer-like pommel like this, and I really like it. What really got me started on that is like the Becker series of knives, but ever since then, any knife that has an exposed pommel like that, I like them like that. But I got a little pecan here. I'm just going to there we go, we got some pecans here. Squirrels will probably get it later, so no, I'm not wasting anything. But yeah, I mean, it'll crack up some things. Let's see if it, we'll do the attitude readjusting test here. Alright, so a test I'm going to do with the pommel here is what I call the attitude readjusting test. So, you know, this is kind of more of a tactical whole test, but I like to test it with a lot of knives here, and this one has a good pommel. So I'm just gonna smash the shit out of the side of this tree. No, it's not really going to hurt it. I am having to adjust my hand a little bit. And it's like I said earlier, I think the handle is slightly too small for me, which, I mean, that's completely an objective thing. That I mean, as you guys can see here, it actually does pretty decent damage with just the pommel. Alright, test I'm going to try here with this. This is the part where everybody cringes, but I'm going to do a tip test here. I'm not going to do anything real extreme, but with this tip test I'm also testing out how well this guard is. I got gloves on and everything. I just want to see how well it actually locks my hand in. JOA tool steel, I would say it and a good 1095 are my ideal steels, quite frankly. Especially for like a knife this size. JOA has a lot of potential. And that guard actually locks you in pretty well. So overall, it holds up pretty well. Tip obviously is good and straight. Guard holds you in. The ergonomics is actually pretty decent. Alright, so something I'm going to try here with this Venandi is I'm going to be doing some skinning here. Just got me this fresh squirrel here. And I'm about to get stormed on, so I'm going to try to make it quick. Alright, so found this little tree here. I mean, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's totally a sapling, but it's not much bigger than one. I use everything I cut down, so don't, you know, freak out if you're some tree worshiper or something like that. But, yeah, this is a little on the big side for what I would want to try to do, but a way that you can take down trees even with a smaller knife like this is with a baton. Now, let's see if I can baton my way through this tree and down me a tree with the Venandi. Now, that's JOA tool steel, like I said, it should be able to handle just about anything I could throw at it anyways. And there we go. And I actually did it fairly well too, even for one that's probably, I mean, it's half the size of a blade here, so probably a little on the big side for this small of a knife, but still can manage it. Just gotta have you a good baton. Alright, so my overall thoughts on this JOA made by Battle Horse Knives Venandi hunter knife here is, overall I like it. It's a neat little knife. It's handy in hand. It's small. It's carryable. It'd be like the perfect, like, take it out deer hunt type of knife. The leather sheath is also pretty nice. It's actually pretty much just like an LT Wright sheath, though it's feels a little thicker and a little sturdier even, which there's nothing wrong with the LT Wright one. So this one's beefy as all hell, and I like it. But if this was my knife, I'd wet form this, put some like cool artwork down the sheath or something like that too. But overall, I like this knife. So if you're looking for a great camping and hunting knife, check this one out. This is one I don't see a whole lot, and you know, you'd stand out amongst your friends. I will say I still have my one little alteration that I would personally make if this was my design, is I would make the blade about that much wider. I'd make it about a 1/4 inch wider, make it more even with the guard, and that would make it, as I explained earlier, would make it slice and perform a lot better. But overall, it performs great. With all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.